It deserves a fund, a monthly allowance on its own. Kube ne-adulting fund. And don't try to fight for something that you don't have to fight for. Do I even know what I love? Love, you hate, you live, you learn. And there's no manual to life. It's true. What's good? What's popping? Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Panasom Somi, and today we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic. I think it is interesting because it's about adulting, something that I think deserves to be part of our everyday conversations. It's things that we should be talking about, and adulting conversation doesn't always have to be said. We don't always have to be whining, complaining. It is something that could be a conversation, and we just talk about it because we all can relate, and then move on. I think. So I asked a few people on my Instagram. So I created this response thing, and I asked people about their perception of adulting, what they wish they knew about adulting before adulting. So I've got quite a few responses. I have like a total of 18 if I'm not mistaken. If it's more, I'm sorry, it's my math. If it's less, again, I'm sorry, it's my math. So the first thing here is that black text is real. It's real than we think it is, guys. It is very real, and it's unfortunate and sad that not all of us come from privileged backgrounds. We are not fortunate enough to have parents who completed everything, who have everything sorted out, who can literally take care of every expense in the house. Not all of us come from those backgrounds. So it is real, it's still there, it still exists. Your parents may have to face it, and you may also have to face it. It's the reality, it's what it is. They did their part, they fell short wherever, and now it's your turn. So it's just real. It's something that a majority of South Africans, especially Black South Africans, face. It's something that we have to make peace with and try to live with, because it's possible to live with black text, and sometimes it's hard. It's really hard, and sometimes it also depends on the parents and the family that you have. There is this black text where you provide for a family, and your family shows gratitude, and they're responsible with whatever that you're providing them with. In this case, I can say money, but there is this type of people in your family that are very responsible, and they don't show any appreciation. It's like you're providing for them because you have to, you're part of the family, and when you do provide, they misuse whatever that you're providing them with. So black text is real. It's real for a lot of people, and we are all experiencing it differently. Sometimes it's financially, sometimes it's emotionally. It is that you're tolerating always having to be a provider even when it's unnecessary. It's just a very touching topic, and I have a lot to say about it. And if you disagree with me, it's open for conversation. It's not whatever that I say is not final, and I'm always open to learning. And then the second one is women are very sexual beings. It's okay, and there's nothing wrong with you. I think I'd have to agree, and it's also an eye-opener for me as a woman who's still growing, who's still going through different stages of life. It is real, and it's there. You're not alone. You're not crazy. It's okay to be sexual. It's okay to initiate things with your partner. It's okay to want sexual or intimate attraction with a person. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with you. We as the society have accepted that men are sexual, but we didn't actually, we kind of like suppressed the idea of letting women know that they can be as sexual as men are, which results in people being confused and feeling like they are not normal, or there's something wrong about them because they didn't know that women can be sexual as men are. So I think that's where this is coming from. The other one is struggling with your spiritual life is real. Oh boy, tell me about it. I'm going through it. It's something that I'm constantly going through it. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm getting it right. Sometimes I'm like, God, what's happening with my relationship with you? It's something that's ongoing for me, and it's personal because I'm currently going through it. You do struggle. I think struggling spiritually also has some sort of connection with your mental and emotional state of being, because there's many things that happen in our life and that automatically influence how our spiritual life is. Spiritual life is made up of different coexisting factors in our lives. So if one of them crumbles and you don't have a good foundation, even if you do have a good foundation, I don't think every Christian or every person who believes in whatever religion that they're in, that they always 100% they always 100% feel that God is listening to them. They always 100% know that they're on the right track when it comes to their spirituality. It's an ongoing journey, and it's something that should be normalized, but not normalized to an extent where it's okay to not have a relationship with God. It's okay to feel not okay with God all the time. That's not okay. You should try and renew your relationship with the Lord. But it shouldn't be a feeling of like, oh man, God is angry with me. I can't be redeemed from this. I can't turn back my life again. We are sinners, and God's grace is sufficient for all of us. So I think that's what this meant. The next one is life doesn't revolve around romantic relationships. Sister, I love you. There's more to life, especially for a person around my age, early 20s. Like, there's more to life than romantic relationships. You love, you hate, you live, you learn. If you are feeling like a lot of your friends are in this beautiful romantic relationships and you feel like you're missing out, there's honestly nothing that you're missing out, because you've got a long life ahead of you. There's literally nothing that you're missing out. It's good that it's happening for them. It's also important to understand that life has different stages. There's the part where you feel so deeply in love, and there's a part where you're like, I don't really need to be in love with someone else. And there's a part where you take a step back after feeling so deeply in love, and you're like, do I even know myself? Do I even know what I love? Do I even know myself to an extent where I would be very good if I start sharing my life with someone else, if I start becoming someone else's mother, if I start having other human beings that I'm responsible for. Like, am I at that stage? Is it good? Like, you start asking yourself those questions, and I think it's those questions that make you take a step back and be like, whoa, let me not rush life. Let me take it one step at a time. Don't feel pressurized into deeply wanting a romantic relationship. It's a thing, it's life, it's part of life. You do sometimes feel like you need that deep connection with another person, with your soulmate, but it's not compulsory, and there's no manual to life. Just focus on what you can control. Like, it's life. Don't try to fight for something that you don't have to fight for. Finishing your degree doesn't guarantee employment, but it doesn't mean that you should accept that as it is and stop trying. Make means. It's life. This person reached to being told that maybe they're going through that stage in their life where they're like, if they told me the truth, part of the truth, especially as the youth living in South Africa, that it is possible that you graduate and find a job, but it's also possible for you to graduate and not find a job because you are in South Africa. It's not like they're telling you to scare you, but it's the reality. I ain't gay, guys. I think I need to evaluate my followers once more. So I'm saying this because I'm seeing this one and I'm like, yeah, I will. Can't do what type of people I follow and what type of people follow me. And this person, listen to what this person's saying. She said that getting married with your partner doesn't guarantee behavioral changes. This is deep. It's deep for me because I've never even been married. Yeah, I don't know if I should have something to say about this or if I should let it slide. Personally, I think discussing these things with your partner is very important. And obviously I'm talking from a perspective of just thinking, because I've never been in this situation. I've never been in a situation where someone engages to me and we have to start going through what happened in our relationship, what do we need to work on. Because it could be something as extravagant as cheating, it could be something small as you not closing the toilet seat. So if you didn't close it before marriage, you won't close it after marriage, like during your marriage, unless you guys sit down and talk about it and work on it. It also applies to like gigantic things as cheating, unless you guys face it heads on, talk about it, seek professional help, and try to work on it. Adulting is never ending. You have to keep on pushing. With adulting, there's different stages to it, you know. You are still growing if you move from 30 to 31, and you are still growing if you're moving from 21 to 22. So growth is never ending. Adulting is directly related to growth, so it's never ending. So you just have to keep on pushing and surviving. I think that's what this means. This one is so funny. Oh, guys. It says, and I know this person so well, and it suits their personality. I'm gonna try to link it to my question because it starts on that. So one thing I wish I knew about adulting is that we have to buy so much soap for everything. We have to buy soap for dishes, clothes, for washing hands. This is so funny, and it's the truth. Money for the dishes, for the clothes, for the car, for your windows. You literally have to buy soap for a lot of things. It's an eye-opener, and it's the truth. This one says that you grow. Oh, I wish I was told that you grow, and that growth may shift your whole view on things that you thought were the best for you. Ooh, that's powerful. That's powerful. Because a lot of us don't realize that as we grow, our interests grow with us. As you grow, you outgrow certain things and you outgrow certain habits. Me liking vanilla cake 5 years ago is not personal when I tell you today that I love chocolate. People change, their interests change, and you changing to become a different person is also influenced by the environment, your lifestyle. It's not personal. It's either you've outgrew that stage of your life, you don't want to do it anymore. It's just not who you are. You have to be in constant communication so that the other person knows what's going on with you, why you're behaving. As much as sometimes you might not have the answers to why you've changed or why things are like this, but just at least communicates the changes so that the other person can know. One thing I wish I knew about adults is ask as many questions and explore as much as you can before you commit yourself to something. Whew. There's things linked to each other, and it's so good because it shows that majority of people go through the same realizations when it comes to adulting. So when we talk about commitments, a lot of people usually relate commitment to marriage, which is okay and which is true. But sometimes you can commit yourself to something else other than marriage. So your commitment might be to your career, your commitment might be to yourself, you know, like I have a commitment with myself. There's some boundaries that I've set for myself that I can't cross. That's a commitment I've made to myself. So make sure that you ask as many questions as you can and explore as much as you can before you commit to yourself. And this also applies in relationships. Explore as much as you can when it comes to career. If you want to take YouTube videos, do that thing. You're still young, you're still adulting. Start a side hustle. As long as that decision doesn't hinder you financially or doesn't hinder the people that you've committed yourself to, then that's fine. Career-wise, you can always try to explore. This one says, the thing I wish I knew about adulting is that you should find something you are good at and stick to it. Improve it and monetize it. That's the best. That's just how it is. Any risky behavior you engage in teenage years comes back to haunt you most of the time. So I think this person is talking in terms of teenage pregnancy, engaging in in risky behavior, in like doing unprotected sex at a very young age. I think it also links to developing unhealthy habits like substance abuse, drug abuse, like unhealthy habits. It comes back to bite you in the ass later in life. Risky behavior does not actually have to result in tangible things. There's a lot of damage that you can do to yourself as a teenager. Now I'm talking to teenagers. There's a lot of damage that you can do to yourself, and it's the damage that you will realize when you're older. And be grateful if it's something tangible like a child, but also it could be tangible and internal at the same time. So when something is internal, you battle with until it comes, or like you put it at the back of your mind until it becomes so big that it's very big when you have to deal with it, and that's around your adult life. And it also comes back in a form of you behaving in a certain way with people in your relationships and being able to draw back and link it to your behaviors that you had when you were a teenager. I know ukuthi society kusho sakudlala, but it's the truth. Everything you do as a teenager, it comes back to bite you in the ass. This other one says that I have to get myself everything that I want. Do you know liking a Porsche and knowing that it's in your hand to get it? As a person, you have goals and dreams for yourself. So if you want that house, if you want that car, it's up to you to get it. And it's you have to come up with ways on how I can invest my money or save my money, how I can budget for me to get what I want. Oh guys, adulting, yo. It deserves a fund, a monthly allowance on its own. Kube adulting fund. The other one, I think I'm not gonna finish all of this, but they're 18. I think it's because I have a lot to say on what they're saying, because I resonate with it a lot. The other one said, go for no reason. Adulting. Yes, I understand why people drink that much when they get a chance. I understand why people go out that much when they get a chance. Because goa. You know? You need to find into when going to get out of what you're feeling that time, or forget what you were going through throughout the week. And I understand why people drink a lot and go out a lot, because it helps them And then being 25 is just a number. Growing up means a lot than just numbers. Yeah, I think that sums up all I was saying. Like, you know, and it's sad, Uguti, the adulting, we all can be 25, we all can be 21, we all can be 22, but our experiences are the ones that shape the rate of our growth. They're the ones that shape the level of our maturity. Sing about 5, sing 25, sing about 5 is about 22. Does not mean that we think the same about life, we think the same about money, we think the same about property. And that does not mean someone is more mature than the other. Obviously, with the societal standards, investing is the it, you know. But it's life, it's the reality. And into that we need to remember about adulting and people's maturity. They're all based on societal standards. You judging a person's maturity is based on your own experiences, on what you felt, and on how you grew up. It's easier to judge. So that sums everything up, and I hope you enjoyed my adulting series. And please be free to comment, subscribe, and like. And I love interaction, I love conversations. I wish I had a glass of wine because it's so cold that allows me for it, but I'm not allowed. So guys, thank you for tuning into my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and see you on the next upload.